Okay, for my TEKS, I chose fifth grade math. Reason being is I'm a language person. I can read, I can write, I can do all of that stuff. But when it comes to math, it makes me feel a little bit of uneasy. Right now, I'm a second grade teacher, and I feel pretty comfortable with the math. I'm a first year teacher, but it didn't come that way. Now I feel like next year I'll be able to teach it a lot better because it was all kind of new review to me, but I still remember how to do everything. So, looking over the math teaks, there wasn't that many. There's only five skills, knowledge and skills. Couple I feel real strong about. The others, like I said, I'm not that great at math, so it's not so fluent. Fifth grade math seems all to be about fluency, and I'm not very fluent in math. It takes me a little bit more time, so I can relate to those struggling students who don't get it right away. I feel really strongly about the financial personal literacy that I can teach that because I used to work at a bank for like 3 years. So I feel really strong, and I know I'll be able to teach that. Fifth grade math is all about relating real world problems to what you're teaching them. And so I can relate the real world of a bank and personal financial literacy to their lives. So I feel good about that. Data analysis, that's about graphs and more visual scatter plots, data plots, bar graphs. I can do all that, and I feel confident about teaching that because it's all visual and you can see it. It's more concrete for me. Geometry and measurement, I'm pretty good at geometry because it's more spatial, so I feel good about that because I can it'll help my visualized learners because that's the perspective that I see it. So I feel good about that. Measurement, same geometry and measurement. I feel good about that. Having word problems, I'm good at word problems, and I'm good at being able to teach the skills to dissect the word problems. I was able to, it looks like we do Sharon Wells and Parallelized Math in CCISD, and the way that they set up to problem solve is so in depth that there's no way if someone follows that a student can fail a word problem, and we never learned that when I was a kid. What I don't feel confident on, what I would need to actually like sit down, study, and review before I go teach any kids would be the algebraic reasoning. Not good at algebra, took it a couple of times. Prime and composite numbers, have an idea of what it is, but I need to literally go back and kind of review. It's not fluent like that. Um, a bunch of the ax, y equals ax, and all of that. That kind of gives me problems, so I would need to practice that. The parentheses and brackets, I know I feel good about that. The exponents, I can do that. It's just going to take time. It all seems like I reviewed all of this stuff in high school, so for a fifth grader to be doing it, I mean, it's a little complex. So I'm sure it's the basis, it's the beginning of understanding it. And then all about numbers and operation fluency. Matt says student applies mathematical process standards to develop and use strategies and method for positive rational numbers to problem solve with efficiency and accuracy. Seems like a lot, but it basically is real world problems in addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Addition and subtraction, got it. Multiplication and division, I'm not very fluent on. I need to sit there and work it a couple of ways till I know that I have it correct. So it says multiply with fluency in 3-digit numbers. I would literally have to do flashcards so I can get better at it. Solve proficiency with quotient numbers up to 4-digit dividends. So that's going to be using algorithm using 4-digit numbers. That's not that bad. I can do that. Multiplication of decimals with products in the hundreds, and use objects and pictorial models. Like we can use the objects and pictorials. I've learned how to do that in this Sharon Wells that we use here at CCISD, and it makes a lot more sense. I never learned multiplication that way, so I feel like since I'm in second grade, if I move to fifth grade, I'd have had something to build off of, but I would still need to definitely practice on all of this. Let's see, represent and solve addition. Oh, this is all about fractions. So you're multiplying fractions and dividing fractions. In second grade, we're just learning fractions. So I would need to go remember the process or study up tips and tricks how to have the students remember like how to properly solve a multiplication fraction problem or division one, because it's not just straightforward. I know that. So it's all about fluency. I feel pretty confident. I feel like fifth grade is a solid basis on everything you need to know to build off of in middle school and high school. Um, so, like I said, there wasn't too many, and it's very personal, it's very fluent, and it's kind of scary. I think I could do it. I'm sure I could, but I would definitely need to practice up on it going from second grade to fifth grade. So, those are my TEKS.